Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning.
Right.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us for today's live stream. We've got an exciting project new to the Stellar ecosystem that we're going to be doing an overview of. Before we jump into everything, I just want to remind everybody this is a live stream. We will be following up to Twitter questions, YouTube questions. I don't know where else we're pushing this live to. I don't think we're doing Discord or anything, but we do have Discord pulled up. So if you're watching somewhere else and want to submit on Discord in Stellar Global or something like that, feel free. We've got our eyes on everything. So I am Jay Rome. We've got Raf here. Of course, we make up Lumen Loop. And I would like to welcome Arosh from Balanced. He is here to talk about their project, which is newly launched on Stellar, and tell us how we can all get involved. So, Arosh, please do a quick introduction of yourself, where you come from, and then we'll get into kind of explaining the project.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction. But yeah, my name is Arosh. I'm originally from joined the Icon Foundation as a community manager, and I'm obviously a Balance contributor as well, since Balance is a core product of the Icon network. Yeah, I started my crypto journey back in 2016, 2017. Obviously, as most of you guys burnt investments in a lot of projects, learned the hard way, and then yeah, here I am. I think a bit more experienced after 2 cycles, but you're really not.
Yeah, no, it's you gotta take your licks. You know, everybody's gotta. No one comes into this and ends their first cycle like super excited. I don't think that's those stories are out there, but I think it's either they're either fiction or people are just extremely lucky. But well, great. It's nice to have you. And you did mention, obviously, we're here mostly to talk about balance, but you did mention icons. So maybe give people a little bit of background on icon and balance and how they're different or how one evolved into the next one.
Yeah, so essentially, the Icon started back in 2017 during the ICO boom time. Obviously, ICO craze from Ethereum, where a lot of projects were born. ICX was one of them. Essentially, the project was about cross-chain functionality, and the tagline was "Hype connecting the world." It still very much is the core focus of Icon, but it's uh, the strategies changed quite a bit, especially start of this year, where back in 2017, 2018, we were essentially an L1. We still are L1, but we had we focused on DeFi. There was NFTs. We still have NFTs and stuff that still remains, but our core focus is on DeFi, and Balance is our main vehicle for growth in DeFi, and the Balance started in 2021. And in 2024, beginning of the year, Icon and Balance um, uh, came into a partnership where, as you guys know, like in DeFi, especially at DEX, liquidity is so important.
Yeah.
And especially to kind of compete with the big boys, you need to have some considerable liquidity. So with that in mind, and also to showcase Icon GMP cross-chain functionality framework, we decided to partner with them. So essentially, the partnership was that Icon will provide liquidity in terms of network-owned liquidity as part of its emission structure, to where Balance could leverage that from that to its AMM pools.
Okay.
And yeah, a lot of people probably heard of protocol-owned liquidity in DeFi. Network-owned liquidity is something unique. You're not going to find too many. I don't know many dApps or DEXs that leverage off on resources from an L1. So we're pretty unique in that aspect, and that is one of the things that sets Balance apart from a lot of other DEXs. Yeah, so that's essentially how that partnership came about. So as part of that 50-50 partnership, Balance gets to leverage some of the liquidity. And how ICX benefits, Icon benefits, is that of all the fees that that is generated, 50% of that is there's ICX bought and burnt, and that's how ICX holders benefit from it. And the balance 50% is governed by the balance holders, balance token holders. So that's essentially
you guys are really
components. Yeah.
But
it's
they're
interesting.
not, the teams are separate though. Initially I guess I had thought that Balance kind of came from Icon, either developers or something kind of saw a need, branched off, but they were totally separate. It's just they decided to form the partnership. The teams aren't intertwined in any other way besides the partnership.
Yeah, so Balance was originally formed by a key validator in the Icon environment, which is Lydia Labs, and a few other validators, contributors that formed the Balance DEX. And obviously, it's evolved now to a partnership where Balance Icon saw the potential of Balance, and it's been doing fantastically well over the years. So it made so much sense to kind of leverage off the success to kind of grow Icon.
It's interesting because we have like an anchor platform on Stellar where people can kind of deposit, and then you kind of trust that anchor to issue assets, and then people can trade those tokenized assets. And so we've always talked about Stellar becoming an L1 so that people kind of can connect to and interact between other ecosystems. But it seems like Icon and Balancer, that's what they're doing. That's what you guys are doing. You're allowing people to be between chains and offering liquidity between chains, and like being able to interact with other DeFi ecosystems. And your L1, which has its own consensus protocol, its own consensus mechanism, is what governs that liquidity hopping.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's all, like a lot of components to like Balance. It's a stablecoin exchange unlocked with BNUSD. There's the swap functionality where you can swap across 12 blockchains as of now, and we're expanding on that. And of course our CDB product, which you can collateralize right now 18 plus assets, and it's only like a 2% interest fee annually. And in terms of CDB product, I don't know any other CDB product that offers such low interest rates for borrowing. And then you can mint BNUSD, and then you can deposit in a savings rate. It's consistently over 15-16%.
Yeah.
And you can take it out whenever you want. So there's a lot of components to Balance.
So that's probably a good time. So the BNUSD, explain that as a kind of crypto-backed stablecoin, and then what all assets can be used to back that, and kind of how that whole mechanism works.
Yeah, so BNUSD is a stablecoin, which is a crypto-backed and tokenized asset-backed stablecoin. So it's over collateralized, and the real essence of BNUSD is like how it maintains its peg is, of course, as you mentioned, with anyone that kind of collateralizes their assets and mints BNUSD, those assets go towards backing BNUSD. Plus, the stability fund is a key component of maintaining its peg. So, for example, you can one-to-one swap USDC and USDT and stablecoins, and then arbitrage. For example, if the peg goes above $1, you can take advantage of that one-to-one swap, and then take profit. And if it drops below $1, vice versa. So that's essentially like how BNUSD maintains its peg, and that's pretty much what BNUSD is. And like DeFi yeah, like you really need a stablecoin, like for DeFi, an ecosystem really needs stablecoin. So that's the main essence of why BNUSD was born.
Gotcha. And so I think you mentioned 12 blockchains you can swap between. How many assets can be used to back that stablecoin? So
Yeah.
BNUSD, how many different stablecoins can be used?
So
Or sorry,
uh,
different
so
assets. Sorry.
yeah, different assets. There's 18 plus assets. We got we have obviously the native coins of that chains that we're connected to. Plus we got liquid staking tokens. So the last three chains that we connected to was Solana, Sui, and Stellar.
The S's.
So on
Got the
Stellar,
S chains. Knocking out all the
yeah.
S chains.
So we got on Solana, we got obviously Solana, and then JITSOL as well in the liquidity state tokens. So there's 18. We're connected to obviously there's AVAX, there is the Cosmos chains in terms of injective. So we've got a wide array of us, and also the EVM ecosystem with Arbitrum, Optimism, Base. We're not connected to Ethereum, the network, because there's issues on the gas fee side. We don't
Yeah.
see it as efficient as it is, but we don't see that as a hindrance at all.
I'm going to share my screen here just so we can kind of see the different ecosystems.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I had a question. So I think you said 18 different assets that you can use to back this. So say there's one of those tokens goes belly up, something happens, Solana goes down and no one can access their assets or something, and everything starts to drop. People, like, say I deposited XLM. I think you said native coins are from all the chains are accepted. So I supply XLM. It's relatively stable. Something else, are those all pooled assets? So say like there's a project, for instance, on Stellar where you can mint stable coins based on XLM. Actually, the only asset that's accepted. It's the only trustless asset on Stellar. You don't need to trust line anything. So you can deposit XLM and mint a USD stablecoin, British pound, a Euro stablecoin, and you're only really worrying about the price or stability of XLM as far as getting liquidated or something. With BNUSD, since there's 18 different assets that can go into there, all of the depositors that mint those stable coins, they're basically subjected to the volatility of all 18 of those assets, correct?
Yeah, well, like the peg is obviously maintained by the stability fund. So for example, whenever the peg goes up and down, like it's maintained, and obviously it's over collateralized, right? So like there's sufficient leeway when it starts. We've not had an issue of depegging as such over the years. It's been used. We've been there for 4 years now. So yeah, it's in essence, yeah, it's backed by the 18 assets plus the stability fund.
Okay. Maybe I missed the stability fund. Can you explain just real quick what how that functions?
Yeah, so stability fund is essentially like is USDC and USDT. You can swap one-to-one at no cost if you're swapping other stable coins to BNUSD. So, for example, if the peg is say above $1, then obviously you can swap you can swap BNUSD and take advantage of the arbitrage opportunity. And if it's below the peg, then you can swap USDC or our stablecoin to BNUSD and make profit until the peg is not there, until the peg comes back to $1. So yeah.
Got it.
You can see right now that there's still a decent sum of those assets available on balance. There's 530,000 USDC, and we got 3.3 mil of BNUSDC or BNUSD. Sorry.
Yep.
So there seems to be a decent amount of liquidity. From my understanding, the more that you plug into people, the different ecosystems, you allow people you let more people to arb and make sure that asset stays pegged. There's always a
Exactly.
risk that the asset changes, but then you're depending on the fund, but you're also depending on individuals to participate.
Yeah, that's right. And also, it's also now backed by the Icon network. So right now, the network on liquidity is right now around $4 million. And that's built up over the last 7, 8 months, and it's growing on a daily basis. So, yeah, I mean, and also we may talk about that a bit later as well in terms of we've just launched intense-based trading, which it's right now only we just launched it a few days ago. The intense-based trading is only between SUI and ETH on Arbitrum. But yeah, that's another game changer for us in terms of maximizing on the liquidity that we have.
And Raf, you've got this pulled up. What's the URL to the?
This is Balance.network.
Balance.network.
Yep.
Okay.
Balance.network. I'll see if I can do it here. Show it up.
I just wanted to make sure everybody knew in case anybody was watching along and wanted to start playing around while we're going through here. But I think you covered.
Any centralized exchanges that support BNUSD?
No, there's no central exchange that currently in BNUSD, but the thing is, like, you can always swap BNUSD to something like ICX, which is there on a multitude of exchanges, extremely liquid. So that's one of the reasons. Actually, I didn't really mention this at the start, but the original partnership was the ICX being the sole token on Balance, but the Balance holders, didn't want to give away the Balance value and utility, and they could obviously strike a deal. So it's a two token model. So Balance token, the ICX token. So Balance token obviously it's a lower market cap, but then ICX being there was the best in these guys because it's highly liquid and it helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It seems like the market that I'm understanding, it's not traditional finance, it's not TradFi. We're not looking at a centralized application. Your audience is really DeFi apps and users, DeFi users.
DeFi users, yeah. DeFi degens, and yeah, pretty much. So as you can see on the tab as well, you can supply. It's an AMM model, so you can supply your assets. All swapped assets have their own pools, and it's you can swap these assets rapidly. For example, now we're in a bull run. You want to see SUI going, and then you can always swap your XLM to native SUI, or or vice versa. You can swap it to native Solana. There's no it's wrapper free, so it's a really a very easy process in terms of moving assets along.
Have you guys been doing any sort of marketing? How are you guys building liquidity here? Is it all just marketing? Is there any sort of obviously doing any sort of promotion, anything? Like you just launched on Stellar. Is there any incentive for people to get active here?
Yeah, so we're not there's no additional incentives at the moment, currently running at the moment. There were some there's some plans in the future for us to run incentives, but essentially how we kind of research these chains and decide why we want to connect to, we see a need where, for example, either the specific ecosystem doesn't have enough rails to connect to like very unique chains like SUI and stuff like that, and then we see that opportunity, for example, for that chain to grow and connected to more rails within the crypto space. So essentially, we're trying to see where the opportunity is and where the gap in the market is for that specific user base in that chain.
Gotcha. So is that kind of what led to the Stellar integration? What did you guys see on the Stellar side, or what gap were you guys filling with the Stellar integration, or was it just, you know, throw everything against the wall, see what sticks, or what was the motivation there?
No, I think we see. I mean, like essentially what we saw in Stellar is a mature chain, has very has a strong community, and you guys are pretty good on in the tokenized space as well. I mean, and also you got good rails to the fiat ecosystem. A lot of people use
Yeah.
it in South America and then places like that. So there's real use cases in the real world. So we thought, okay, there's a lot of opportunity there in terms of creating some value for the community to kind of to our value propositions.
And are people able to plug into Balance without the interface? Like, are wallet providers be able to plug in directly with providing liquidity and collateralizing for BNUSD? Like, are people able to plug in their DeFi protocols right into what you guys are offering, or is it something that you have to interact with?
Yeah, so you can always, I mean, you don't have to go through the front end. You can always interact directly with the contracts. And also, as I mentioned, with intent-based trading, we've just launched it, and we're just putting out the SDK, intent SDK. So once that comes out, we can connect it to DEX aggregators where we can maximize on the volume. And there's more possibilities on that front. But like intent-based trading is where we see real opportunity. It's very new. I mean, the EVM ecosystem has intent-based trading, but the non-EVMs really, there's not many. There's Near that's launched intents last month, but they see a lot of opportunity, and quite a few chains and quite a few dApps as well. Aave as well are focusing also on the intent-based trading as well. So it's a new kind of it's not a new concept, but it's a new concept for chains outside the EVM space.
Yeah.
Weird question. BNUSD, does it exist on the Stellar network or only on the Icon network?
No, it's on Stellar as well. So you can mint, you can collateralize your XLM, and then you can mint
So when
BNUSD. Yeah.
So when I collateralize my XLM, it's done on Stellar, and then I can supply it, which then gets put onto the Icon protocol.
Yeah. So you can't supply it at the moment. But in January, you'll be able to supply XLM. Right now, you can only, if you want to supply liquidity, it's only available on Icon.
Okay.
But from January, you'll be able to supply on any native chain. So for example, if it's XLM and BNUSD pool, then you can decide to kind of supply on Stellar or on Icon or on both, depending on how you have your assets.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, and then I was just going to say I see the BALN, the balance token, I'm assuming is reward token for participating in liquidity pools. Does the balance token also exist on Stellar, or is that only on the Icon network as well?
Well, yeah, it's there's SICX, and the balance token is on, it's on the EVM chains, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's also on Stellar, but it's probably not live. You need to check on that. But yeah, BNUSD and SICX and balance token should be on Stellar.
I'm just thinking it's kind of interesting because like we do have reward liquidity protocols on Stellar to reward people for participating in liquidity. So for example, if the balance token or BNUSD gets voted into these reward zones on Stellar side, then people can kind of double dip. So really good ways of like getting people to provide more liquidity on Stellar and interact with the ecosystem. So there might be opportunities for financial protocols to kind of maybe offer more APR or better rewards by integrating Balanced.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like on the incentive side, and also on the like there could be kind of synergies as well. Like, well, you can use our products as well. There's cross functionality that can be taken from it as well.
Then where do you guys, what's next for Balance? Are you guys focused on getting more blockchains, on growing liquidity for the existing networks that are on there? What's the main focus moving forward?
Well, the current main focus is in terms of chain integrations. Stacks is the next big one. It's probably month and a half away. So that's that on the integration side in terms of the next immediate steps. In terms of the main strategy focus is on intents. We want to kind of build more liquidity there and kind of because right now you can only do between Sui and Arbitrum. It's only like $5,000 at the moment for this coming weeks, but we're going to push it up to about $80,000 in terms of trades that you can do, and that's going to be growing faster and faster. So our main focus is growing intent-based trading and that functionality.
All right. Did we cover most everything you wanted to cover, Raf? I know there were a couple little questions here and there, but so you already mentioned the Balance.network. Where else are you guys? Where's your main community? Are we Discord, Telegram? Raf and I are new to we went on a trip recently to Prague for a Stellar event and learned that there's a lot of people on Telegram. So are you guys a Discord, a Telegram? How do people reach you guys?
We're essentially on Discord. So Balanced is on Discord. Telegram, we were on it, but now we've moved to the Discord. And if you want to get more information, Icon's also there. We have our own Discord as well. So yeah, you can get more information on just joining those communities, community channels. Yeah.
I'll post some socials here in the chat.
Socials in the chat. There you go. We got BalancedDAO. Yeah, I had to ask Raf. I was like, are we referring to this as Balanced or BalancedDAO? But you kind of mentioned earlier the DAO side of things and how the holders kind of are the governance mechanism. So that brings the DAO part of BalancedDAO into it, I guess. And did you guys go through Stellar Community Fund or?
Yes, we did.
Okay, gotcha.
We have one experience of it. Yeah.
Okay. And are you guys pretty much fully done with that integration? Whatever was in that initial proposal, are you guys done with that? Will you be going back to Community Fund for any future development, or what's next on the Stellar side?
Yeah, so in terms of the contract, so obviously Sarban was the main thing that we want to get on. So we all our contracts, Balance contracts on there. So from the tech side, it's fine. But as you guys did mention, like the marketing side and incentivization is our next step in terms of creating a better foothold within the Stellar ecosystem.
Cool. And how would you like to see people get involved? So we talked about socials and stuff, but ultimately just wrapping things up here, how can regular people make Balance and Icon better?
Yeah, so on the Balance side, you can get into the community and participate. There's always opportunities on that front, but on the Icon side, we're mainly on the cross-chain taglines powered by CXO. So we got a cross-chain wallet, which is HANA. We got obviously Balance now with the partnership, and also our main focus on cross-chain tooling and improving that side of things with the obviously Icon GMP, with Icon GMP with our cross-chain messaging framework. Obviously that that framework allows us to kind of, with IBC, the interpret protocol, IBC, and our own BTP and the relays, we've got a very good framework to kind of grow DeFi for ourselves. So you can join the Icon community, and if you're into cross-chain tooling, we have our own um, uh, incentivization and kind of funds for developers to kind of put forward their proposals and help fund their development of cross-chain functional, like cross-chain tooling.
Good. I had a quick question. The Soromon side of things, is that fully audited, or have those contracts been fully audited?
Yeah, it's been audited by CoinSpector. Is the auditors that audit firm that did the audits? Yeah.
Gotcha. Is the link to that listed on your guys' site anywhere? Or I just, Raf and I, our project, the project that we're building, we're taking audits into account for one part of it. So I was just wondering where we get access to that.
Oh yeah, you just.
I posted it on the chat.
Just
okay.
posted it.
Perfect. All right. Well, Raf, if you're done, I don't see any other questions here besides what you were drinking, and you already answered that with your orange tea. So I got that covered. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything that I see. Discord, I don't see anything of note in Discord. So I think we can wrap it there. Arosh, is there anything else you want to add before we hop off of here? Even if it's more broad, how the rest of the year is going to go in the market? Any thoughts you have?
Oh man, like it's you asked me about markets. I just looked like before the call, the markets are dipping.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Did we cause that? Oh no, well, you're on the other side of the world. You're getting ready to go to bed, and you don't have to think about it for a while. And we'll carry the torch. Maybe it's America woke up on this side of the Western world, woke up and crashed the market. You can blame it on us. I don't know.
But I saw some news. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think El Salvador's. I didn't read the full article, but like El Salvador, because obviously they had to they were looking for IMF loan, and part of the IMF condition is that you can't hold Bitcoin, and they said that they're gonna I don't know if they said sell it, but essentially that's what they said. So
I mean, luckily they didn't have a whole ton. It's not like it was a micro strategy being told they can't hold that or something like that. That would be
yeah, for sure. But
their way of taking profits without feeling bad about taking profits.
Yeah, have someone else tell them they have to sell. Yeah.
We have to sell, guys. Sorry.
Maybe we all need someone like that in our life, I guess. So it's not the IMF. Well, cool. Appreciate you jumping on here and kind of giving us an overview of what you guys have going on. I remembered seeing this go through SCF, and then obviously you guys needed time to build it. And then I saw the announcements of everything kind of being done, ready to go. But I know people had some questions and kind of the Icon BalancedDAO relationship there and what that was. So I think we covered all that and cleared things up for people. So yeah, I appreciate you jumping on here and making time before bed. Where are you at?
I'm based in Sri Lanka.
In Sri Lanka? All right, yeah. Hopefully
16 hours.
Yeah, that's a big difference. So yeah, appreciate the time, and hopefully we'll spread this around to as many people as possible, and so they're informed on the platform and get that usage up there, get some liquidity. And I know I saw, hopefully sometime soon we'll get the balance rewards going for the XLM pools there, and get some more. People are always looking for ways. Sorbonne has opened up just so many earning opportunities for the Stellar ecosystem, and there's so many people that are still new to it. And that's why these shows are great, because there's a lot of people that, having been involved with Stellar for so long, whether they're Stellar maxis or something, these things are kind of intimidating. And so talking through and making people more comfortable, showing the audits, stuff like that, make people more comfortable with these things. And they're more prone to use them when they see that it's been fully audited, and there's, you know, champions like Raf and I out there talking about them, and they can put a face to the project with you joining us. So appreciate you doing that and making time.
Thanks, Arosh.
Thank you guys for having me, and Merry Christmas and have a great new year ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy
Thank
holidays.
you.
Take care.